Boom, 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 Tom Cruise. Hello, everybody, and welcome again to Keystone Film Review. We just saw Mission Impossible 7: Dead Reckoning Part 1. Directed by Christopher McQuarrie, starring Tom Cruise, Haley Atwell, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, Rebecca Ferguson, Vanessa Kirby, Asa Morales, Palm Clementif, Shea Wiggum's in there, Greg Tarzan Davis, cool name, right. And others. Carrie Elwes is in there. Relatively big fan of the Mission Impossible series.
Fallout was fantastic.
Oh no, we got a visitor.
What do we got in there?
Got a little moth.
Oh, that looks like a little shit.
They've all, from like 4 on, they've been like really good. Before that, in my opinion, 3 was pretty good, mainly for Philip Seymour Hoffman, R.I.P. And then 1 and 2 are meh, in my opinion.
Which is the one that nobody really likes?
2.
Was it 2?
Because it's Jong Woo, which is fine, but like it doesn't fit.
I liked that one personally.
I thought it was okay.
I didn't think.
I don't hate any of them.
Yeah, the whole series is just a big old.
Yes, but this, of course, is ridiculous how long it took to make. They started shooting, I want to say, in like either late 2020 or early 2021, and were in production for like an entire 2 years.
Wrong. So they were definitely wearing masks.
They were wearing masks. It was a whole thing. Tom Cruise rightfully yelled at people who kept breaking the pandemic rules. Yep. You know, when you're spending millions of dollars a day, you have the right to be angry when people do that. Because you get your production shut down. But yes, Glenn! Oh! Is this worth the wait?
I would say so. Usually all the Mission Impossibles are worth kind of any wait. I think the beginning of the movie kind of was very slow, very repetitive for a while. I was doing the thing where I'm kind of a little antsy and I'm shifting around and I'm scratching myself in different areas of my body. And you know, when that happens, that means I'm most likely bored. The first 15 minutes, it took a while to actually get a hold of you. After it hits the title sequence is when it starts getting there. It's not really until you're in this airport scene is when it actually starts grabbing you.
Yeah.
And getting like, all right, we're going. Let's go.
Yeah.
And it's not even like, I feel like the first 15 minutes sets anything up crazily.
I would say it's even longer. I would say it's probably closer to 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah, it probably was.
So essentially, there are 3 really long conversation scenes with like little action sequences thrown in between them, where it's different groups of people saying the exact same thing in different ways.
And
so
each time they're talking about it, it's more than a 5-minute conversation.
Yes, way more than a 5-minute conversation.
3 different groups of people.
It should have been done as like a montage where you see these 3 groups of people saying it, and like they move from one group to another, and having the same conversation, adding things, cutting each other off. It could have been done way more smoothly, and you know, thrown the action sequences in, because the action sequences that were in those segments were not enough to warrant the time they took, in my opinion. But like you said, once the title sequence hit, you get a little more of the exposition that we heard 3 times already, and then it moves on. Once it moves on, it is a fun ride.
Once it moves on, it's cooking.
Yeah. Now, the most recent Mission Impossibles have been like notorious or famous for having little CGI. This had a little more CGI than I was hoping. Like it was more apparent than it has been in past Mission Impossible movies.
I feel like it would make sense in this one too, especially since they probably weren't allowed to go and do training for the stunts and stuff like that as much as they used to be able to. Now I feel like part 2 they'll do whatever they need to do for that. Yeah,
and obviously there were some scenes that would have been way too dangerous to do practically.
Oh yeah. Tom sat there and was like, I can do that.
Yeah, I understand the use of CGI. But for something that, for a series that lately has been trying to avoid CGI, there was just a lot of it. Before the movie we saw on IMAX, there was like a little snippet showing how they shot a car chase scene in Rome. Yeah. They say it's all done practically, but some shots are obviously CGI.
Yeah.
So it feels like you're kind of being lied to in that case.
Which, by the way, that car chase scene was phenomenal.
It was phenomenal. I'm not shitting on the use of CGI. It's just compared to the other movies, it was disappointing to see that much CGI.
Okay. Sorry, continue.
That was really the only two disappointments that I had. It was just a little disappointing in that sense. Still a great movie after the first 20-25 minutes. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm excited to see where it goes.
A lot of really strong female power in this.
Yeah.
Not like forceful female power, but like
the one annoying thing is that they do become motivators for Ethan Hunt, though.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that's a trope that's been, it's not something new to Mission Impossible, but like, with that said, they are very strong female characters, but also fall into that slight trope, which is a little annoying, which I understand gripes with that.
To me, Rebecca Ferguson in this, probably not her fault, it was more her character. Just her character just felt a little stale in this. I don't remember her being stale in the last.
She was phenomenal in the last one.
Yeah, but like Haley Atwell was phenomenal in this. And then as like a comparison, like I think she was just so good and the character was just so good that it felt like Rebecca Ferguson's character was just stale in comparison.
Yeah.
So then branching off that, Palm was also phenomenal.
Yeah, there were a lot of emotional beats specifically with their characters that were really compelling. And then, you know, Ethan Hunt would come in and kind of like ruin their emotional beats a little bit, nothing too bad,
just a little,
just a little bit, where like it felt like they were making it about him, which yes, the movie is about Ethan Hunt, I understand that, but other people can have arcs without it affecting him at all.
We know Ethan's story.
Yeah, we know Ethan's story.
So
my biggest gripe with this story wise is the fact that like a big thing of this is like the internet and algorithms and things, and it feels like a boomer wrote it, which is not a problem, but it's all just like, oh, the algorithm's dangerous,
the media is the enemy,
the media, everything's the enemy, we can't do anything without being hacked.
Why don't people just talk to each other anymore?
Yeah, so I feel like they're doing that to make it interesting with them having to step away from technology, which yes, that is interesting, but the exposition behind it felt very like tinfoil hat-ish.
Yeah.
Which again is fine. It's a stupid action movie. It doesn't need to make perfect sense. It just made it a little more humorous than I was hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to go back to movies where everything didn't need to be hacked and we didn't have supercomputers and like 4 different hackers doing things. And just kind of go back to that. But yeah, a lot of it was just like old man yells at sky, but it's just a computer.
The algorithm's too strong.
it's a silly plot, especially compared to a lot of the other ones. But we're getting 2 parts of it, so that'll be interesting to see where it kind of goes in the second part. Everybody was great. I think the stunts were awesome as usual. I really liked the Rome sequence. That whole Rome sequence with the driving and Haley and Tom just driving around was really cool. I think those are like the key parts of how I would review this movie. It's setting everything up for the next movie, so we're just kind of waiting for that one.
That's a trend I do hate now, where like they're trying to make everything episodic, like TV thing. So like you got to see all of them to get a full story, which is a little annoying. Again, I'm nitpicking here.
I don't think this plot specifically requires 2 movies.
No.
But I also, as far as my Mission Impossibles, I'd want 1 movie, not a sequence of 2s or 3s.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see how the next one goes. I'm sure it'll probably be really good. I would have been very okay if this was just 1 movie, because it felt like they could have wrapped it up, honestly.
Yeah,
in this 1 movie. So some shit's about to pop off in the next one for sure.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Really hope this doesn't delve into like a super unrealistic action movie. That I feel like a lot of things are
start heading into fast territory.
Yeah, start heading into. I don't think it will ever go that far, but it does feel like it's starting to get a little outlandish. Not that it like, you know, there's obviously a lot of set pieces in all of the movies that are just like, really, like him holding onto a plane, really.
Yeah.
Yes, he did that, but he was also tethered to it, so people always neglect that part.
It's realistic to an extent.
To an extent, yes. So I'm a little wary of the second part that will be coming out. I'm excited to see it regardless. Had a lot of fun with this. Great set pieces. Great use of scenery with fights. Like there's a fight scene in Venice. I'm not going to say anything else about it. Really cool. Yeah, it was a fun time. Once you get past the 25-minute beginning, where it just drags, it's a really good movie.
A lot of fun.
Yes. Ratings wise, I'm between a 3.5 and a 4.
I want to see what I did Fallout. I'm raising my bid to say I want to give this a 3.5 personally, because I think I either gave Fallout a 4 or 4.5.
Was that the last one?
Yes.
Fallout I gave a 3.5.
Oh my god, I get a 4.5. I don't know.
This was better than... I might have to bump up Fallout to a 4 and then make this a 3.5. Because this is not as good as Fallout in my opinion, but that's also because it's half of a story.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. For now I'm going to give it a 3.5.
I would say the same. I think the first 25 minutes holds it down.
It holds it down a lot.
Because you want that first half, especially a 2.5+ hour movie, you want that first half an hour to fucking grab you by the testes.
I don't even remember. Oh, I do remember. I was gonna say I don't remember what the opening is, which is a bad sign, but I do remember it. So yeah. If you saw Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, what did you think? Tell us down in the comments down below. Would you join the Church of Scientology if Tom Cruise asked you to?
Would you run as fast and long as you can?
Yes. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.